Friday the 24th of November, the Belfast Media Group will crown the winner of the 2017 Sean Graham Ashling Award for Outstanding Sporting Endeavour. But as always, the final decision is down to you. Once again, it's been quite an incredible sporting year for the city, with the task of finding 4 nominees as hard as it's been. But we can now reveal the 2017 Sean Graham Ashling Award for Outstanding Sporting Endeavour nominees are Lamderg's Senior Footballers, Sarsfield's Senior Hurlers and Footballers, Carryduff's Lady Footballers and boxer Ryan Burnett. It's been quite a remarkable year for all 4 nominees, who've all created their own special piece of history. Lamderg's Senior Footballers secured the Antrim Senior Footballer Championship title for a first time in 25 years, thanks to a nail-biting victory over St John's in the county final last month. The Red Hands were men on a mission this year as they looked to put 5 county final defeats since their last success behind them, and they did it with aplomb. After a solid opening win against St Paul's, they faced another city rival, St Gall's, who they hadn't beaten in the championship since 1999, and things didn't look good early on. They found themselves 2-1 to knock down after just 3 minutes. However, they showed they were not about to accept their fate this time. They battled back in a thrilling game to get the better of their rivals and lay down a marker. It required another comeback in the semi-final. They rallied from a poor start to overcome Craigan before a nip-and-tuck meeting with St John's in the final. After so many near misses, this time would be different, as injury time scores saw them get their hands on the Porrig McNamee Cup amid wild celebrations. Sarsfields also brought championship glory to West Belfast. They secured an intermediate and junior football double. It was quite a remarkable run for the Paddies, who completed this double, with many of the 11 players involved in both squads highlighting their adaptability and incredible fitness levels. The footballers won Division 3 to signal their intent and then breezed through the final of the Junior Championship, recording handsome wins over O'Donnell's, Ardoyne and Pearce's before having to show their mettle in the attritional final against St Pat's Lisburn. The victory came 1 week after the Hurlers claimed the intermediate title. They opened with a fine win over St Gall's in front of a big crowd, and then followed with a semi-final victory over last year's runners-up St Enda's. Kerry were their final opponents, but were no match to high-flying Paddies, who claimed their Antrim Championship title for the first time since 1985. Carryduff Ladies Footballers were also breaking new ground this year, as they delivered the first senior title in any code to South Belfast. They began in impressive fashion, defeating last year's winners and their local rivals Breda before edging out Castlewellan in the semi-final. In the final against Bransford, they were forced to recover from a slow start and the concession of an early goal, but they hit back immediately and enjoyed a goal burst to send them clear and on their way to an historic victory for the club. History wasn't in short supply in the boxing ring either this year, with Ryan Burnett writing himself into the annals of Irish folklore. The North Belfast man has become just the 2nd Irish boxer ever to unify world titles and the first to bring such a prestigious event to these shores. The Newington man opened the year with a routine warm-up win in Hull, and it wasn't long before we found out just what he was limbering up for. Next was a shot at the IBF bantamweight title against Lee Haskins. Some feared it may have been a little too much too soon for Burnett, who'd been operating at British level up until then, but he allayed any fears with a stunning performance against the Bristolian to score a wide points victory. Not happy with simply milking the title for a while and enjoying his status as world champion, the 25-year-old jumped straight into a unification bout in his first defence against WBA holder Zanat Zakhinov. The Kazakh offered a much different test for Burnett, who was forced to grit his teeth and out-bully a bully, grinding the 33-year-old down before completely dominating the second half of the fight to unify the belts in just his 18th fight as a professional. In all, we've 4 worthy nominees for this year's award. Each week we'll profile our contenders ahead of the big night. As always, the public will decide who will be crowned the winner at the banquet on the 24th of November. Voting is open online on the Belfast Media Group website, so make sure you have your say on who will be crowned this year's winner. Voting ends on the 17th of November.